Hey everybody, and welcome back to Endzone, a world apart. So we joined back in here during the midst of a drought. And we've built the campfire, we've built the forum. You know, we can do these things here. The mood at your settlement is positive. Complete this mission to boost confidence further. If the mission fails, this has a debuff effect on confidence. Well, I mean, there's no point for me to do these, right? Like, do I get a debuff for not finishing it? Like, do I have to take them? So what if I just don't do them? I mean, is there a downside? Alright, so what do we got going on here? Water is, well, apparently it's not a drought anymore. Water's come back. Water's doing okay. We researched the, what was it? The, weather station, yes. Takes 36 wood, 20 scrap. I need more scrap, honestly. Can't house a lot of scrap. 6 metal, 12 plastics, 6 cloth. The weather station enables the decision to be made at which rain contamination levels fields and rainwater collectors should be covered. Additionally, it provides a rain contamination forecast. It's pretty big. I feel like it's a thing that one should build, though. Like, it seems like a thing that you build. Should we build it over here next to our new facility? It's kind of a waste, though, where we placed... Like, I don't know where to place it, is my problem. Maybe here. If I can. It's big. Because it does require work. No, that's the builders. Does it require a workforce, like, to actually staff it, though? You would assume so, at the weather facility. You know what, let's wrap this thing in roads. Whether it's useful to wrap things in roads, I'll do it. I'll do it whether it's good or not. So, that does bring me to a good thing to talk about. So, what's the long-term goals for me in this game right now? So, I don't know. I have a problem. I like these kind of games, but I have a kind of a problem with them in two respects. One is I'm not someone that sits down and plans out like the optimal city, you know, area, like the design. Or I'm not someone that sits down and even thinks about like what's the most aesthetic look. Like, how can we make this city look beautiful? So I don't have those going for me, like to try to min-max everything to be perfect or try to make it look pretty. Neither do I really have an end goal, and maybe that's just my misunderstanding of how this game works. Maybe it's not implemented yet, but I feel like there's not a goal. It's not a win condition. You know, it's just kind of a sandbox where you play for as long as you can. And games like that I tend to get bored with kind of quickly. Like, I'll get pretty far, I'll enjoy the game, I'll get pretty far, and then I tend to just find a place where I decide I'm really just not interested in playing anymore. I wouldn't say we're at that point yet, but I just kind of wonder what's going to keep me thinking about this game long term. And with this game being early access, that's probably not a valid... I mean, it's a valid thing to think about, but it's not a valid critique of the game yet, because the game's not done. And maybe it's not a valid critique of the game at all. Maybe that's just my, a problem with my thinking, or it's just kind of my priority levels in games. But anyways, again, what's with this blue stuff around the edges? What's that all about? Why does that show up? What's this chromatic aberration that occurs at the edges of my screen when I move? Yeah, like right there. What's all that about? If we're here, I don't see it. Anyways, what were we doing? That's right. So what I was thinking about was, how do I get more stock? So we've got this mounted bus. Resources in this inventory can be freed from contamination by decontamination kits. 465 resources can still be purified by the stockpiled decontamination kits. Alright, well, aren't you decontaminating them? There's nothing that's contaminated, so okay. Like, where's my scrap? Where am I holding all my scrap? Did I build a storage facility around here? I thought I did. Yeah, I have two temporary storerooms. Where are they? Here and there. So here, do I have any scrap in there? I do have 379 scrap in there. Okay. It's not full. So production limit of 500. Let's talk about production limits. Maybe because I just don't understand. Does that mean that our workers can only produce 500 stuff? Or does that mean, like, I can set it? So I can say, like, stop when you have X. Okay. Yeah, but do I want a production limit of scrap? And I kind of feel like I don't. Maybe I do. That's a problem. I didn't go through that in the tutorial. Gatherer's cabin, there's nothing for you to pick. Needs berries or mushrooms. That's because we're probably still in a bit of a drought. Alright, there's all this scrap over here that I'm interested in getting rid of. This scrap pile is working, and we can move them around to scrap all their stuff. They've got scrap over here they can grab, scrap up here they can grab. I'm thinking about building another scrap pile on this side of the map, honestly. At least this side of the town, and they can grab all of this stuff. So let's check that out. Resources, scrap yard. Can't build. Hello, vermin has infested our warehouses. We had to throw away some of our food. Oh, those stinking vermin again. Oh yeah, power grid. We should think about power as well. The scrapyard is pretty ugly, right? Like, how far does the ugliness lend? Like, if I put a scrapyard here, does that make all these houses? Does that reduce their livability? Alright, we're down to 0 food. Because we clicked the OK button. What if you just never click OK? I'm assuming eventually it does just kick off. Well, let's put some more people in gathering. Well, let's put fishing and hunting. got a bunch of young adults sitting over here in the shelter, so I probably should build them houses as well. And maybe they can come over here to the new housing area. Or the new kind of settlement we have going on over here. I'm gonna maybe build... I don't know where to build. I'm a little concerned about putting down some stuff. So, like, this water point. We build another one. They have to be out, or they have to be staffed by someone. So, there's also a food. Don't we have a food stall somewhere around here as well? Food station, yeah. So what is the field of work? Where does that... Resources that can't be collected in the immediate vicinity. Food. Okay, so there's no food in this vicinity for them to grab. Well, I mean, that makes sense that there's no food to grab because there's no food at all. Well, we'll just continue forward. One thing that I do want to do is take a quick, oh, I'm traveling to an expedition. Oh yeah, I'm going to the power plant, that's right. I was going to say, can we grab those other supplies that we've left behind? You know, eventually we're going to get food, right? Our people are getting hungry. I think we should focus on gathering more food. What do you think, Chief? Yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's produce food. I need one more food building, unfortunately. You know, we haven't done a pasture. It's a pretty big boy, isn't it? Is it ugly? It's not ugly. It's not something people hate doing. Or hate looking at, I mean. It's about this size, so what if we drop it right here? Then we can tell our hunters to go gather animals. And build around it. Build a quick dirt road around that. And eventually maybe connect it up to here. We are at the power plant. This place gives us the creeps. It's eerily quiet except for the clicking of our Geiger counter. At least we're properly equipped. Alright, we've got the reactor core, the main facility, and the turbine building. Let's go into the main facility, if you could, please. I can get in there because I'm a technician and I have a metal tool. It seems to be all locked up. There are a couple of roller doors we could try to force open with the tools we brought along. We could also try getting in through that collapsed roof our scout told us about. Getting in the roof should be easy. There's ladders leading up to it. Or we can take the, I mean, that sounds dangerous, getting up to the roof and then coming in down. So if we've got the tool, let's break the door open. It was easy enough to force those old doors. There's all sorts of old machinery and an old truck in here. Start sorting through it and take what we can to use back home with us. 30 scrap, 15 metal, and 7 electronics. I guess we can go through the roof as well. Alright, we've climbed up the roof and reached the upper floor through the collapsed part. A lot of desks and a locked room at the end of the corridor. Unfortunately, there seems to be no way down from here. The stairway is buried under slabs of concrete from the collapsed roof. Alright, so we can work on the desks. Bet we can find some useful stuff if we look around. Besides some office supplies, there are even some old computers. Well, it's a lot of useless rubble, old pens, books, coffee cups, and squeaky desk chairs. But we can salvage some of it for plastic and metal. Our technician even managed to grab the latest, or the last electronics from the computers. Okay. And then the locked room. This expedition failed. It's no use, Chief. The door is made of solid metal and won't budge an inch. I guess we could keep going at it for hours, but we really shouldn't spend too much time here. Not with the radiation and whatever else. So we could maybe try again, but let's use our points for something else. Let's try the turbine building. Looks like they use this building to house the turbine. We can try to dismantle it. We'd have to bring some valuable metal. Good thing we brought some tools and someone who knows about technical stuff. Phew, that was a lot of work. We managed to dismantle it and still keep all the pieces in good condition. 45 electronics, 45 metal, and 1 knowledge. So that's everything. So now let's go to the reactor core. We managed to climb up a giant door and get in from there. Now we're standing in a control room with the actual core beneath us. It's embedded in a pool of water, and judging from the Geiger counter, still emitting radiation like crazy. Take as much of the equipment as we can carry. A real treasure trove, Chief. This should provide more than enough electronic parts for a while. 90 electronics, okay. And then we could go into the core. Let's do it. Could be dangerous, but maybe we'll find something useful down there. We were pulling some of the tubes and we lost a settler? No, we didn't lose. We just got contaminated. We were pulling some of the tubes and machinery out of the pool when one of us slipped. Well, you're the only one on this trip, Austin, I think. And fell in the water. Even though we did manage to pull him out quickly, we'd still better watch if he displays any signs of sickness. Good thing we're wearing radiation suits. The 30 scrap, 30 metal, 15 electronics, and 1 settler's contamination was increased by 25%. We have 4 action points left. Let's try to get back into that. Try to get back into that room and the roof. Into the locked room, please. Ah, we knew this would be worthwhile, Chief. They've stored a couple of radiation suits and activated carbon masks in this room. Come in handy when we have to deal with areas contaminated with radiation. Yeah, like the one you just went into. Alright, let's leave. Let's loot and return. There's way too much stuff. Yeah. I will not be able to carry all of this. I will bring back the electronics. Well, I could bring back 34 of the electronics. Okay, well, there's still a ton of stuff here. We got some sick people and some hungry settlers. I guess they got sick because of no food. Because of the vermin, contaminated food, maybe? I like the way that was jumping up and down over there. We might need to build some graves soon. Alright, are we gonna build these things? Illness is gradually getting out of hand. If we don't provide any medical assistance, many of our settlers could die. Well, I mean, we're working on it. Achievement unlocked, a new beginning, whatever that is. Like, I need some food, guys. We don't have any herders, but we don't, it's not built yet, so I don't care about that. Put a couple more gatherers in. Put in a couple water carriers. Medics are fine. I just hope we can get some more food in here eventually. We're barely on the cusp of like what we need. Expeditions returned home. Wish we could find an expedition with food, to be honest with you. Alright, what's the deal with the weather station? So, set the rain contamination levels at which the respective buildings are supposed to be covered. Well, if rainwater collectors, you know what? If it's low radiation, we're covering the rainwater collectors. If it's medium contamination, we're covering the fields. It means the fields won't get watered though, but we only have one. Maybe the oh look at that, that's high contaminated rain. Okay, food is generally going up. Once we get the pasture set up, we need to tell our hunters to capture animals. And then we can start breeding them. I don't know if something... I mean, I didn't like that sound, whatever that sound was. Six settlers being isolated. Okay, so we have 111 meds coming in. Thank you, we finished that task. If we can get this up and running, we'll get 575 berries. Alright, water is a problem now. Water's not normally a problem for us. What's that all about? I'll put a couple extra water carriers in, I guess. We got 575 food. Thank you. This is up and running. I'm gonna put a... I don't have anyone to put in there. Let's take away a forester. Let's put in a herder. And let's tell this hunting lodge to hunt and capture. And I should probably move their field. I don't know. Well, 960? 920, sure. Because, I mean, they're not probably going to probably not going to find a lot of animals in the middle of the town. But who knows? Maybe. Actually, I should put that back because now the animals have moved out of it. There you go. Speaking of no animals in town, they're going right there. So, animals will be right in the middle of town. Doesn't matter. Eventually we'll get some buffalo or something up in our pasture here. If I had more workers or more people, I could like throw them into things like getting extra water. Well, there you go. You can have extra water. About our expedition. I just want to... Can I go grab... Not that, we don't have the iodine tablets. These 6 cans that we had over there. I just want to grab it real quick. So yeah, send a researcher out. Just go grab those and bring them right back. Don't take anything with you. Just go. Low water reserves? I know. I'm working on it, sort of. There's not a worker at the recycler? Well, why not? Feels like I need more employees. It feels like I need a lot more employees, a lot more people. So that means more homes. More adults needed. Let's throw down a cabin. You know what? It can be right there. You know what I'll do? I'll do 2. How about that? You have any buffalo in here yet? Nope. I mean, there's some walking right through. Can they just go inside and stay there, please? Is there a hunter at work today? Where you going, Simona? What are you doing right now? Oh, you are hunting a buffalo. Did you miss, or is that did you shoot that one? Okay, well you must have did something. I don't know. You must have done something. I'm assuming you did your job. Alright, are you off to go grab those 6 supplies? I mean, you're really decked out pretty heavily to just go this far. I mean, you're within shouting range of camp. I know they always tell you to take ample supplies in case you get lost or something happens to you, but that sounds kind of ridiculous. We're here, Chief. Yep, I gotcha. I just want you to loot it, grab everything. Why do you have a piece of plastic with you? Where did you get the plastic? Alright. Bring everything back. Did I grab everything? Shouldn't this not have a green question mark over it now? Should it just be no question mark at all? Maybe it has to wait till the expedition is finished. Expedition is returned home. Okay, now are you? Now you don't have anything. Okay. So it could be scrapped now if I wanted it to be. And I probably want it to be. Yeah, there's no scrap in this area, so 347. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, so go over here. Grab all this. I think I'm gonna call it done though for this episode. Don't know what we've accomplished. I mean, we've built some things like a weather station, and we built the pasture, but we haven't filled it with anybody. We've just kind of glommed around. There's no one working in that forester's lodge. Oh, and I didn't change the scrapyard to tell it where to work. So, go ahead and work here for me, please. Alright, well, good thing we captured, or we caught that. But yeah, I think this is where we end this episode, so thanks for joining me. Hope you enjoyed it, and hope to see you again next time.